Hello, my name is Theemeshni Govender, and I am a senior studying psychology with a minor in sociology. Today I am going to be talking about a research project I conducted along with my advisor Marieline Berenza as part of a larger ongoing longitudinal study that is being done in the Developmental Social Neuroscience Lab, headed by Dr. Jennifer Pfeiffer. As research has shown, adolescence is a key developmental juncture, characterized by changes in interpersonal relationships as well as the development of self-complexity, which is the degree to which one's self-concept, or perception of oneself, varies between different contexts and roles. Self-complexity is a largely understudied phenomenon, and prior research on it has drawn inconsistent findings. This study looked at how self-complexity interacts with perceptions of social support to predict depressive symptoms among a sample of adolescent girls. We hypothesized that decreasing perceived family and friend support would predict increased depressive symptoms, and that a decrease in total self-complexity would additionally predict increased depressive symptoms. Lastly, we believed decreasing social support would interact with changes in self-complexity to predict depressive symptoms, with the larger effect being observed for decreasing family support. Additionally, we examined whether positive and negative traits in self-complexity had a differential impact on these relationships, as well as the effect race, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status as covariates would have on these relationships. This analysis was done in the form of an exploratory one. Our sample consisted of 174 adolescent girls from a community sample who were between the ages of 10 to 13 years old at Wave 1. Our measures were all self-report based questionnaires. Measures of social support, self-complexity, and depression were used from waves 1 and 2, with change scores being calculated between the two waves for social support and self-complexity. Depressive symptoms were controlled for at wave 1 as a covariate in the model. Additional covariates included age, pubertal development, race, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status, which were used based on wave 1 measurements. Results from paired t-tests, which can also be found in the bar graphs, showed that perceived family support significantly decreased between waves 1 and 2. Depressive symptoms, total self-complexity, and positive self-complexity significantly increased between waves 1 and 2. However, even though there was an observed increase in perceived friend support and negative self-complexity, this increase was not significant. Results from a univariate general linear model suggest that decreasing family support significantly predicts an increase in depressive symptoms, except when controlling for changes in negative self-complexity. This can be seen in the scatter plot that looks at family social support change in predicting depressive symptoms at wave 2. However, when race, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status were added to the model, family support significantly predicted depressive symptoms, even when controlling for changes in negative self-complexity. Results additionally suggest that changes in perceived friend support and self-complexity, including total, positive, and negative self-complexity, did not significantly predict depressive symptoms. The interactions between friend and family support and all forms of self-complexity did not significantly predict depressive symptoms. This suggests that family social support may serve as a protective factor against depressive symptoms, but that changes in friend support and self-complexity may not directly predict depressive symptoms. Some strengths of this study are that the age range of participants encompasses the transition into adolescence, and the longitudinal design allowed us to account for within-person changes well into adolescence. However, there are some limitations to the study that should be noted. For example, generalizability of these findings is limited, as the study only included adolescent girls. Additionally, all measures were acquired through self-report, which is subjected to bias as no other forms of measurement were used. As a result, future research should explore these measures in adolescent boys. Additionally, the sample identified as mainly non-Hispanic white, and future research should examine these measures in underrepresented minority groups. This line of research provides insight into how these changes serve as protective or risk factors during adolescence, and their impact on mental health outcomes during this developmental period and into adulthood. Thank you.